Hey guys, so in this video, let's address an interesting question. Sometimes we can get the illusion that something exists, but actually that thing does not exist. What I mean by this is that, for instance, if we consider a system in its entirety, then a lot of aspect of the system remains constant. If you consider the total system in its entirety, but if you consider the parts of the system, I mean, suppose you focus on a particular part, then you might get the illusion that something is changing and this exists. Some phenomenon exists. It's a very interesting point which just came to my mind a few days back. That's why I'm making a video out of it. And a good example I want to give you, that is the main example of the video to illustrate my point, is that it's from economics actually. It's that the concept of depth. So actually, consider a simple thought experiment in economics, kind of. Say we have a town where everyone is in debt. It's a very poor town, everyone is in debt. Suppose that person owes say $100 to that person, then that person owes say $200 to some other person. Everyone is in debt, and there is a hotel in the town, a good hotel or whatever resort, and some rich guy, he comes to the town and he's to stay in the hotel. So he goes up to the reception and he tells that, first I want to look at the rooms, and if I like the room, then I will stay in the hotel and I will pay the hotel price, otherwise I will not. So the receptionist says that, okay sir, please submit $100 as just submit $100 in the reception, and after that you can see the rooms, and if you don't like the rooms, then you come back and you can take back your $100 and you can go away, otherwise you can stay in our hotel if you like the rooms. So the guy agrees. He says that, okay, here is $100, let me just see the room. Now the guy goes off to, just a thought experiment, okay, guy goes up to see the rooms of the hotel. Now the receptionist of the hotel, that person, he owed, suppose he owed $100 to the staff of the hotel, so he gave $100 to the staff, so he is no longer in debt. Now assume the staff of the hotel, he owes the local doctor $100, because the doctor treated his wife recently, suppose. So he gave $100 to the doctor. Suppose the doctor owed the same amount, $100, to his nurse, because due to very less patients, the doctor couldn't pay his nurse. So he gave $100 to the nurse. Now suppose the nurse came to the town recently and she stayed in the hotel for one night. So but she couldn't pay the hotel price because she didn't have the money. So she owed $100 to the hotel. So she comes back to the reception of the hotel and gives back her $100. So before the rich guy visited the town, all of the people, the receptionist, the nurse, the doctor, and the staff of the hotel, all of them were in debt. But right now nobody is in debt, because all of them have paid everyone else. Legally they have paid and nobody is in debt anymore. But when the money comes back to the reception only, the $100. And now suppose the rich person, he comes back after seeing the rooms and he said that, no, I don't like your rooms, thank you, I will not stay in the hotel, so please return my $100. And the receptionist says, okay, take your $100, and he goes back. So basically nothing changed, in no income, no net income or outflow of money. But before the arrival of the rich person, everyone is in debt, but suddenly nobody is in debt. So that means, does debt really exist? Answer is of course yes. A lot of people commit suicide because of debt. A lot of poor people, farmers and all. But debt exists only if you look at a particular portion of the economy. But if you consider the system in its entirety, the total system, the world economy, then it's constant, right? There is no debt. So the point of this example, suppose then there is one more famous example which my father told me, because he is an economics person. So he told me is that, suppose two people, they go out to sell some bananas, and say each banana costs say ₹1, just an example. So suppose at the end of the day, none of them could make a single transaction, single sale. So then suppose there are two people A and person A and person B. So person A gives ₹1 to person B and says that, give me a banana, and person B gives a banana from his stock to person A. It's a totally a legal transaction, because it's not mentioned anywhere that they cannot purchase from each other, right? It's a legal transaction. So person A eats that banana, then so person A purchases the banana from person B and consumes it. Then person B gives that same ₹1 which person A gave to him back to person A and tells me, now you give me a banana from your stock, and then person B purchases and consumes a banana from person A. Then the same thing continues. Then again A from B and B from A, and this continues, and ultimately all the bananas are legally purchased and consumed, but there is no net, I mean, nobody gives any money, right? There is no net income. It's just ₹1 flowing to and from person A and person B. Now when they go back to their I mean, say their whatever, their manager or whatever, then they can actually make the claim that we legally sold all of our bananas and everything. We legally sold all the bananas legally, and but then the manager can ask them, why is there no net income? So this is actually how the world economy is functioning, right? Because if we consider the system as entirety, then it's actually constant, the net amount of money. I mean, it's not constant, it's controlled by a lot of regulatory bodies and all. It can be, but there is a level of constancy. That's what this is just for example. I mean, I'm not talking about economics in the video. That's not the main point of the video. But basically, in any system, be it a physics system, a complex system, whatever, there is, if you consider the system as entirety, some aspects, a lot of aspects, in fact, remain constant. And this is what makes the study of the systems easier. That is the basic assumption on which science operates, on which science functions. But if you look at parts of the system, then of course this constancy is no longer true, and we can even have the illusion of the existence of certain phenomena which maybe are not, they do not actually exist, fundamentally exist actually. So that is what I wanted to discuss in this video, guys. Thank you very much.